Welcome to Texas Boxing Scene. Got a fun show today. Vergil Ortiz from Grand Prairie, Texas is back. He's got a fight, no date or venue yet, but I do want to get into that. Um, but before we get into that, please like and subscribe, share Texas Boxing Scene on all forms of social media. Also, please subscribe. All proceeds go to autism research and recovery, so it's very near and dear to our heart. Please subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. Texas Boxing Scene, help us get it monetized and up and running. All right, let's get into today. Vergil Ortiz is going to be back against Michael McKinson. And I want to get into this because it seems weird. Why would he fight McKinson? That seems like a step backwards from where he'd gone with Hooker, with Mean Machine. It seems like he took a step back. Why would he be fighting Michael McKinson? Simple, stay busy fight? Maybe. I also think there may be something more to it than just that. Okay. There's been no announcement from the WBO. I'm going to follow up with the WBO and see what's going on. But Vergil Ortiz is ranked number 1 by the WBO. McKinson is ranked number 3. This likely, and I don't have this confirmed, likely will be an eliminator, and the winner will have to face Terrence Bud Crawford, right? Because if you go back, Vergil Ortiz by the WBC was mandated to fight David Ivanesian. Rick Morangan, his manager, and Virgil turned to fight down. They said they didn't want that fight; that they wanted to go. They didn't say at the time. Now it makes sense that he wants to go to WBO. If he would have beaten Avanesian, that would have been the WBC route, and potentially he would have gotten a fight with Spence. Spence is going to be tied up in unification fights, right, with Ugas and who knows what else down the road. So what would make sense to me, and I'm going to send out emails and hopefully get a response from the WBO, is that Ortiz is opting to go the WBO route, beat McKinson, who's number 3, and then be mandated to fight Terrence Crawford later in the year, possibly next year. I don't know. If Crawford and Spence do figure out a way to make a fight, that would probably get precedence. That would probably, you may have to pay Virgil some step-aside money or something, but that would probably get made ahead, the precedence over a mandatory. It's typically how it works, not always. But we just saw that with Ugas, who now is agreed to fight Spence. That would probably happen with Virgil. Virgil would have to step aside and let Crawford and Spence unify. But let's say that doesn't happen. We could be looking at a Crawford-Ortiz fight later in 2022. Now, there's no venue or no date. I spoke to Golden Boy when I was in San Antonio on the Soto Ramirez card. Originally, it was supposed to be January 22nd. That was the date they wanted to bring Virgil back. It didn't happen. That seems unlikely at this point. Looks like we're going to push this thing back to February. Who will be training Vergil Ortiz? That seems like a mystery at this point. We're going to try to get answers right now. Virgil is training in Irving at the Irving PAL with his dad. Is that what he's going to do all camp? Is that his future? I don't know. There's been rumors of Chepo Reynoso. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on any of that. Virgil said it's not true. And that's all there is to it for now. But Virgil is fighting Michael McKinson, it looks like in February. And from what I understand, they're going to try to bring him back in Dallas. Or in the Dallas area. They fought Hooker in Fort Worth. So it'll be a homecoming fight again with Virgil, which he's selling okay in Dallas. He's not, doing gangbuster numbers, but he's not bombing at the gate either. He's doing okay. But I think they want to make him a draw here, sell him here, build his name up here. And then after he beats Crawford and becomes a world champion, you can start really selling him here, Cowboy Stadium, mega fight Errol Spence and things like that. So who is Michael McKinson? Okay. Michael McKinson is 21-0 British prospect. Not exactly setting the world on fire. He's got a win over Chris Congo. He beat in Eddie's Garden back over the summer. He beat a Polish fighter with a decent record, Ranowski. not really anyone. Rodowski had lost to Josh Kelly in a lopsided fight. That's the only time we had seen him before, not someone we were overly familiar with. And then he's got a bunch of. McKinson also has a win, I believe, over Ryan Kelly. Someone can fact check me on that a while back. Ryan Kelly, again, ruthless Ryan Kelly, another prospect, not exactly setting the world on fire, loses most of his big fights. So it's not a bad fighter. It's an okay prospect. He's 21-0. He's got 2 knockouts to tell you all you need to know about his pop. If you don't have pop, you're going to get steamrolled by Vergil Ortiz. I would expect Vergil Ortiz to get him out at some point. You go watch Michael McKinson. He's okay. We'll probably do a video on him, break it down for you a little bit. What's interesting is he's ranked 3. So you have 1 versus 3 fighting each other. Well, what about number 2? Who's ranked number 2 by the WBO? You guys want to guess? I think you'll like it. Jaron Boots Enos. Jaron Boots Enos. You guys want to see that fight? Why are they skipping? Look, the organizations, the sanctioning bodies are supposed to make sure the fights that we want to see happen. They're supposed to make sure good fights happen and that you can't avoid people. I'm not saying either one is avoiding the other. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is if you're going to mandate a fight, why not mandate 1 versus 2 as opposed to 1 versus 3? If Boots doesn't want that fight, let Boots not take it. If Virgil doesn't want that fight, let Virgil not take it, right? But mandate it and let one of them walk away. And if one of them walk away, then you can go down the list and then you can make McKinson, right? So if Virgil wanted, we pick Boots versus McKinson, but at least you did the right thing and mandated 1 versus 2, not 1 versus some other number that's not 2, right? Like it should be 1 versus 2, not 1 versus 3, not 1 versus 7, 1 versus 2. Why they don't do that is simple, because they're afraid that they wouldn't make the fight. I don't know who they value more. I guess the WBO values Virgil more. That's why he's 1 and Boots is 2, right? But why would they just skip him? Why would they just skip Boots and go to number 3? 2 is Virgil versus Boots. I mean, hopefully at some point we get that fight. We could get it now. And who cares who loses? You can get it, make it again later. Like both those guys are incredible talents. Make it now. And then we get it 2-3 times, right? Get a great trilogy between Virgil and Boots. Who wouldn't want that? That's my kind of guess. And as I get more information from the WBO, I will try to pass that along. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Please like and subscribe. Texas Back to the Scene. Again, all proceeds go to autism research and recovery. It's near and dear to our heart. From Texas to the world, thank you and God bless.